Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm so happy and so excited to be here. This has been on my goals list since last year, and I'm just thrilled to have finally made it here. I'm so happy. Okay, so I'm Bex, and you'll soon realise that I'm going to do pretty much 99% of this unscripted. So you're going to probably get a lot of ums and pauses whilst I'm thinking, but I find it a lot easier than scripting this. And yeah, I like the free flow. So I'm a wife. I'm a mother of two. I co-own a catering company and I've got my own baking business as well. I sing in an acoustic duo and in a band as well. And I absolutely love that. That is my creative outlet. That is me time, that's my grown-up time, that's absolutely everything, but most of all it is my creative outlet. It feels great to do that. A little over a year ago I reintroduced myself into the spirituality world. I was burnt out. I was really stressed out, really tired. Everything just felt electrified and really high intensity all the time. And I just needed to bring some calm back into my life. That's all I wanted, was just some calm, some peace, bring back a bit of patience, especially where kids are concerned. You know, our lives, they're so busy and they're so chaotic, and I think that a lot of people that will be listening to this now are probably in a very similar place to me. I would say that a fair amount of my demographic might be busy mums like me, and it can be so mental no matter how hard we try, and then we beat ourselves up when it doesn't go right, and we feel like it's all our fault even though we're trying our best, and then we get down on ourselves, and it's all like a vicious cycle. And to be fair, it sucks. And all I wanted was just for something to break that feeling, where something would just feel sane or peaceful or calm. And years ago, pre-children, I have always been into a little bit of magic and a little bit of Wicca and crystals for sure. And I've always sort of touched on the outer edges of it. We grew up in an era where Google wasn't a thing. So, there wasn't a huge amount of information unless you really delved very deeply into it. And I kind of thought, you know what? I'm going to just go and I'm going to go get a crystal. And I'm going to bring that back into my life. So we did. Me and husband Jimmy, we went off and we bought one kind of middle of the road piece of selenite. Selenites are very kind of like rose quartz or quartz. It's very middle of the road, great at doing everything. It is great for charging other crystals. It is great for positivity, clarity, purity, serenity. It's a very positive crystal along with quartz. They're both excellent for this sort of thing. And I felt that it was a really good place to start. And this piece really spoke to me. And so I brought it home and it was perfect. Already I could feel, I felt better. I felt better, as if I'd maybe taken control of my situation and how I felt, and I'd taken charge, and I absolutely loved it. So I kind of expanded a little bit from there. Now, it was this time of year, so it was, it was about October. So you're already hitting that kind of autumn feel where, you're burrowing in, you're kind of going into a hibernation mode. The blankets are coming out, the books are coming out. If you've got time to read books, which until last year, I did not have time to read books. Those kids took every moment of my attention. There was no time for that at all. But last year was kind of a turning point. I think that the children have hit an age now where if I pick up a book, Sure, they want my attention, but they sometimes pause or they wait to see if, like, maybe I can finish a page first. Sometimes it inspires them to, now sit down and read. So I started reading as much as I could about everything. I picked up books about everything from good intentions to manifestation, you name it. I wanted to read as much as I could, and I was constantly on Google, and every time I learned a new word that I'd never heard of before, I was Googling it, learning so much, like absorbing it so much, just trying to get back on track with everything and learn new stuff. One of my other goals for last year to this year, was to learn something new. I can emphatically say that by going back into all of this, I have learned a ridiculous amount. I have learned so many new things that I can definitely check that off my to-do list. I'm very happy with that. But what I found most of all is that by taking control and charge of my situation, my feelings, my emotions, but by bringing this peaceful, calming, centering, aligning, grounding practices into my life, I have done that to myself, and it has a knock-on effect as well. So if you are not a cup that is half full, you are full up, and you've taken good care of yourself mentally as well as physically, as well as emotionally, spiritually, and you are a cup that is full, you have more to give to others. That could be your children, your husband, your family, your friends. Maybe it's your community. Maybe it's your creative outlet. But you've got more to give. There's room to give out more if you are taking better care of yourself. And I think that we can all say that we would be happy making sure that we are doing the best that we can for ourselves, but we are also doing the best we can for others in our life, especially when we've got close family that mean a lot to us. It's a vast, varied world out there. Honestly, you can wander around this world for months and months and months and still be learning on the daily new things that could maybe align with you, maybe they don't. And that's what I love about it, is you can go as deep as you want or stay on the surface if you fancy. There's no judgment. I know people that like crystals, and that's all they like. They just like crystals. But I also know Wiccans that howl at the moon. And I'm pretty sure if I delved a little deeper, I'd know the Wiccans that dance around naked in the moonlight. So, it's a journey that works best for you. Whatever works best for you. Whatever feels good to you. Whatever fills your cup within and you feel whole. And whatever feels helpful. That's the key word for me, is helpful. It's got to be good for you. It's got to feel good. It's got to be helpful and show that helpfulness in your life somewhere else. That's how you know that it's doing something. For me, it's definitely been the crystals. That has been a wondrous journey. I find it fascinating, let alone the actual effect of its energy and where you put them and all of that sort of thing. I find also the geology behind it really fascinating. I like finding what they are, where they came from. I like finding pieces that have got more than one crystal in it. So they're kind of molded together. And then, obviously, I absolutely love having them in my home, in my bedroom. I put them in the kids' room. They are everywhere. I used to have one by the front door until it kept breaking because it was just too close to where we were walking. And their energy is everywhere. And it is beautiful, especially after a full moon charge. You can really feel it resonating throughout the house. My other passion is the moon phases. I didn't really know this before. I always love looking up at the sky. I always love looking at the stars. I always love looking at the moon. Who doesn't? It's beautiful. I have found in the last year that I really resonate with the moon phases. I absolutely love checking into it each month. I love looking at what each phase means, what it can bring, especially when it's got a planet alignment associated to it. This is not about astrology as such. It's a whole different thing. We are talking scientifically, the planets aligning with, another planet, the moon, and what it can have an effect on us, how it affects us, what it makes us capable of, and where we should also back off sometimes as well. There are alignments that happen and moon phases that happen that make, basically say to you, oh, you should just, sit quiet now for a little while and don't do anything rash and don't make big decisions and chill out for a second. When the planet changes, go back into full swing and do your thing. I absolutely love that there is these different setups as time goes on throughout the year. It's absolutely fascinating. I found that I love yoga. I never thought in a million years that would be something that I could say I love. I really love it. I find it so calming and almost like restructuring within my mind. Must say, I have tried to do it with the children here and without the children here. With the children here, it's no longer a calming thing. It really truly is just an exercise, and it is a core building and strength building, balance building excuse me, but it is no longer a relaxation process. Alone, what I tend to do is put headphones on and I play some, like I go on Spotify and I just put in yoga music or spa music, because I also quite like that. I find that relaxing. And then I just put my headphones on, I close my eyes and I do my yoga. I'm only at it for about 15 minutes. It's nothing lengthy. I'm sure I should probably be doing more. It's pretty much what I can fit in. But I feel great afterwards. And I never thought in a million years that would be me saying that, but it's good. I'm still working on meditation. I'm not quite nailing that at the moment. I think probably my brain is too busy, but I do love the merits of meditation when people can manage it. It has immense effects, emotionally, medically. It can do all sorts, and it's just so good for you. So I'm still working on it, but we have a very noisy house. I have a very noisy brain. So I keep working on that, and I'm still pushing to try and actually get to that point of a clear mind. And my other love and passion is manifestation. This is a fascinating subject. It really is. It makes it sound like poof magic, boom, I ask for it, therefore it is. It's a little bit more than that, but it is so interesting. But obviously I'm going to talk more on those on other episodes. Otherwise I wouldn't have any episodes to talk about if I did it all in the first one. So I wanted to use this podcast as a place for people to explore further into the realms of possibilities. When I first looked into it again, I was absolutely astounded, but also, as I said earlier, equally grateful for the wealth of knowledge and information that was out there. I read and absorbed and read and absorbed, and as I became more in tune with it, I just couldn't get enough of it. I just wanted to create a space here where busy people, in fact any people, but busy people could listen. That way they didn't have to necessarily pick up 30 books and read 25 articles in a week and so on and so forth. But hopefully it will just give you things that maybe you didn't know before. You can learn new things like I did. And I hope that in the very not too distant future, I'll be bringing on experts in other areas who can chat to us a little bit more, because I'm in no way an expert. I have knowledge, I have passion, I have love, but I am not an expert in the slightest. So I want to bring on other people that can talk in certain areas that know way, way more than I do. I just hope that I can help someone who is new to this as much as other people helped me, especially when I was new at it. So I'm going to leave you now with the fact that tomorrow we have a new moon coming in. The new moon is equally as important each month as the full moon. Each new moon brings an opportunity for new beginnings, this particular new moon in Sagittarius this month brings with it optimism, excitement, and opportunity, which is going to urge you forwards. I've been waiting, if you've been waiting for something to give you a sign to make changes in your life, maybe do something big, maybe start something new, then this is the moon that you've been waiting for. So tomorrow night, you need to set your intentions. Be really clear about what it is that you could want for yourself over the next month. Say it loud, say it in your head, write it on a piece of paper. It truly doesn't matter. There is no rule book here. Do what makes you comfortable at the level that you're at the moment. But this new moon brings with it a month worth of new everything. So set your intentions for it, but be really clear. So intentions can be anything. It sounds like such a big word that can put a lot of people off. It can really be absolutely anything. The universe is listening to you. So do you want to bring peace and calm to your home or to your mind? Do you maybe want to find a better job that pays you a higher salary than you have right now? Do you want to make your business move towards becoming a 6-figure company? Do you want to be given opportunities to find love? Aim for one intention only, something that you're really passionate about. Otherwise, it can get a little confusing, wires get crossed. So just stick with one, something that really resonates with you and is important. It doesn't have to be as big as the ones that I've just said. They were suggestions. It can be, honestly, as small as this month I will clean my house from top to bottom. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It really doesn't. But just set your intention for how you want your month to go. A new moon is just a wonderful time to start something new. So perhaps you might have wanted to start learning something new. Maybe we were going to start a new job, new relationship, move into a new home. This is the time when it is really good to do those big changes. New moons are fabulous for that. Light a candle tomorrow and let the light into your life and into your home. This is a nice practice for every new moon. We do it on a full moon as well, but lighting a candle on a new moon really brings the light in. We'll go into the candle magic a little further down the road in another episode. But if in doubt, and if you don't know what candle magic is, just light a white candle. White stands for purity, peace, gratitude, positivity. You couldn't get much better than that for an intention set with a candle. So always stick to white if you're ever in doubt of what to use. If you have a moment to yourself, again, I realise that perhaps I might be talking to quite a lot of mums here, or a lot of busy people or business people. So it doesn't always work out this way. But if you can grab a moment for yourself, doesn't matter what time of day it is, as long as it's within the new moon, which is tomorrow, Monday, the 23rd, just take 5 minutes for yourself. Just do something for yourself. Ideally, you would meditate. Obviously, as I said to you, I won't be doing that because I am not really very good at that at the moment. I'm still working on that. So I could probably do some yoga for 5 minutes. I could set up a nice space and have a bath. I could drink a hot water with lemon, which is a really cleansing drink to have. I did that on the full moon this month. I had my hot water with my lemon, surrounded by candles. I lit incense. I'd put my crystals out. It was a beautiful 10 minutes. And that's all it was. I got 10 minutes and then life continued and resumed. But it was a really pleasant 10 minutes where I just grounded myself. And again, I was sat with my intentions that I'd set on my full moon. And, you know, it was simple. It wasn't complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. Or my favourite one, if you can't do any of those things, just go stand outside for 5 minutes. Day or night, doesn't matter. Just ground yourself by being with nature. So go stand in your garden. It doesn't have to be complex. We have a garden, but we also have a little wooden veranda. I stand on that sometimes, so I'm not even necessarily on the grass. I am just outside with the air, the wind, the sky. If it's daytime, the beautiful sunshine. It's England, so most likely the clouds. If it's nighttime, I'm there with the moon, the stars. Even if it's a cloudy night, I'm just outside in nature still. That one I find is a really easy way. If you cannot find anything else that you can nab 5 minutes for yourself, just wait till everyone's asleep and go stand outside the back door for 5 minutes and just breathe. Close your eyes, take deep breaths in, deep breaths out, and just ground yourself that way. I think that people feel that all this woo-woo spiritual stuff is very time-consuming and really complicated. Don't get me wrong, you are learning something new here, and you're learning it from scratch potentially. So I don't know your situation. Maybe it's not from scratch, but it does take time. But I truly believe that anything that is working on improving your inner self cannot be bad. There is nothing wrong with 5 to 10 minutes each day, no matter how busy your day is, to better yourself, making you better for the others in your life. And on that note, I'm going to sign off from my first podcast. It was amazing talking to you. I really hope that maybe something resonated with you today, or you felt some kind of fit here. And I hope that you come back for a second episode. I look forward to speaking to you again, guys. See you soon. Bye.